Greetings everyone! Today we are starting Mega Man, the original, the one that started it all. Yep, without this game's existence we wouldn't have the Classic Series, the X Series, the Zero Series, and so on and so forth. But yeah, and because it's the first game ever of the Mega Man series, it's gonna feel a bit off compared to its sequels. Like for example, you'll notice at the top that there is a score. What does it do? Does it, mean anything? Well, no. I heard it was originally supposed to be something, but in the end, the score doesn't really matter. And as you'll see throughout this playthrough, well, I'll have my score reset to 0 because when you get a game over, you lose your score, so, yeah. And another thing about this game that you'll notice is that Mega Man's, he has less traction compared to other games. I mean, he'll be like, he's gonna be like he's on ice pretty much most of the, well, the entire time of the game, so, it's gonna be interesting, playing through this incarnation of Mega Man, so, yeah. And another thing you may have noticed, right off the bat, is that there are only 6 Robot Masters to beat. That's right, only 6. Now, I've read somewhere that there were supposed to be 8, like in future games, but there wasn't enough programming, and yeah. So they had to cut out 2, including one that was called Bond Man. Yeah, you know how that Bond Man myth and all that stuff, so yeah. And I hate you, Sniper Joe. Yeah, the thing about Sniper Joes in this game, in fact, in the entire series, is that they can be incredibly stubborn. And, ugh. So, yeah. Yeah, this game pretty much says, press start, play. No story, plot, or anything, just go. So, yeah. So, what is the story, you may ask? Well, in the year 2000X, there were these scientists named Dr. Thomas Light and Dr. Albert Wily. Both of them were studying robotics. And of course, Dr. Light was getting all the praise because he wants to use computers and robotics for the benefit of mankind. And Dr. Wily was always in his shadow. So, one day, Dr. Light was creating these industrial robots for the benefit of mankind, you know, to help people, as a matter of fact. And Dr. Light won awards because of it. And of course, Dr. Wily has had enough. He got jealous and decided to kidnap these industrial robots, reprogram them, and set them off to take over the world, and to prove to the world that Dr. Wily is the smartest scientist that ever lived. And yes, I jump cut it here because, well, I was farming for energy because, why not? So, as I was saying, one of the Dr. Light's robotic assistants, a helper robot named Rock, who has a strong sense of justice, decided to volunteer himself to be transformed into a super fighting robot, and thus, the Blue Bomber Mega Man was born. Now, of course, Dr. Light has a second robotic assistant, Mega Man's sister, Roll. You get the name? Rock? Roll? Yes, those musical puns. They'll be throughout the series, so, yeah. Again, I hate you, Sniper Joe. Yeah. Anyway, the very first Robot Master I'm going up against is Bomb Man. I mean, he has an easy pattern, so, yeah. And so, what's the deal with Bomb Man before he went all bad? Oh, before I start with that, you'll notice here that there are enemies in the corridors leading up to the boss. So, yeah. Well, not only enemies, there'll be obstacles as well, but still. This is something that will not be repeated in the future games, thankfully. But at the same time, in certain areas, if you need to farm for help before facing off against the boss, I mean, it could be useful, or would be useful. Yeah. Oh yeah, Bomb Man. Of course, his pattern's easy. He'll toss bombs, he'll hop around. If you move at the right moment, you won't get hit. But there's still the aftershocks of the bomb, so you want to be careful of that. And will I do it? Will I defeat the first Robot Master? And the answer is no. Ugh. Well, let's do it right this time, so yeah. Okay, so what's Bomb Man's story? Bomb Man. Okay, he was created by Dr. Light for demolition and land development, blasting away debris so that land could be cleared for construction projects, working in tandem with Gutsman. His special weapon is Hyper Bomb, an extremely powerful large bomb originally used for only destroying abandoned buildings. So, yeah, that's it for Bomb Man right here. So up next is, well, the one that's working in tandem with Bomb Man, Gutsman. And, yeah. And we'll be in some kind of construction site, and this will also introduce us to Mets. And the Mets are a bit lazy here, they don't have legs yet. So yeah. And I believe they reused this design in future Mega Man games, if I remember correctly. Now this gimmick right here, the platforms. Yeah, the platforms have a piece of, well, track missing, and you have to hop at the right time or else you'll fall and die. So, I mean, if you figure out when to jump, this should be no problem. But if you're off for just a little bit, even if the platform is back in proper position, you will fall to your doom. And in this game, Mega Man falls like a rock. Get it? Because, yeah. Anyway, the hard part is over, and Gutsman stage is actually incredibly short. So, yeah, we'll be at the boss in no time. Alright, so let me go ahead and read up on Gutsman as I head towards the boss room. Alright, Gutsman. Ugh. Of course, I'm careful. You gotta be careful with these spikes here because, I might as well go ahead and say it right quick. You know how when you get hit by an enemy, you get Mercy Invincibility. That allows you to get through some tough situations without getting hurt anymore. So, yeah, in this game, there is no Mercy Invincibility. And I hate these big guys right here because they take off 1/3 of your health on contact, so yeah. Okay, as I was saying about the spikes earlier, even if you have Mercy Invincibility, you touch a spike, you die instantly, no matter what. And that kinda, that's why I'm a little nervous around spikes in this game. Thankfully, future games take it out. So anyway, Gutsman here, weak against Hyper Bomb. 3 blasts from Hyper Bomb, and he's history. And he'll be chucking rocks at you, and pretty much moving all around and about, stunning Mega Man, leaving him vulnerable to, well, the boulders right here. But otherwise, Gutsman's easy. Oh, I didn't get to read his profile. Let me go ahead and read it since, well, we're going on to a 3rd Robot Master in this video. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Gutsman is a civil engineer robot master, and he was created by Dr. Light for wilderness reclamation to help with constructions along with Bomb Man. Gutsman is passionate and he likes karaoke, but he can be impatient and unreasonable at times. Gutsman and Stoneman are good friends. Okay, that's nice. Gutsman possesses great physical strength, being capable of lifting and transporting heavy objects like a rock of 2 tons. In battle, he can use his super arm to throw heavy objects such as boulders and blocks at his enemies. He can also use his strength to hit his enemies with a powerful tackle and making the ground shake with his jumps. In terms of personality, owing to his purpose, his personality is similar to that of a typical construction foreman. So, yeah, get back to work, you lazy Mets! Yeah. So, yeah, Gutsman likes to sing. But of course, we're not in Gutsman stage anymore because Gutsman stage was short. Very short. Now we're at Cutman. I do like the theme of Cutman's, well, stage, so yeah. Alright, so what is Cutman's story? Alright. Alright, he was created by Dr. Light to be a timber-felling robot, essentially, well, using his sharp blade to cut down trees, so, yay. And he was reprogrammed by Dr. Wily to help conquer the world, and Cutman was made to be nimble even on strong rain and wind. That's nice. His special weapon is Rolling Cutter, an extremely sharp cutter made of highly resistant ceramic titanium, being easily able to cut anything in half. So, in other words, major owies. And I've noticed throughout the various media, like the cartoons and recently the Archie comics, that they've given Cutman a bit of a, well, pun personality, you know, using cut-related puns like I'm really gonna cut you up, or something like that. Anything relating to cutting things up. I'll make paper dolls out of you! So, yeah. Those little dot things that I keep picking up from enemies, the only purpose they serve is to increase your score after you complete a stage. They're like score multipliers. So yeah, and again, score does not really matter to me in this game. In fact, it shouldn't matter to anyone in this game. And yeah, I mean, unless you're putting a self-imposed challenge on a Mega Man, then yeah. And thankfully they removed the score from, well, in the sequels. Yeah, of course, with too many enemies, there will be slowdown. I mean, that's how it was back in the old days. Too many things on screen will lead to slowdown. Of course, I want to kill all these things because one of them might give me some health, but I decided to, screw it. Let's just go. Those things are not a threat, just keep running and they'll be gone. I hate these things, these spinning blade enemies. Ugh. Oh good, help, thank you. And of course there's health right there if you need it, in which I will need it. And my advice, just take the ladders down, because, well, there'll be spikes down there, and like I said before, even if you are hit by an enemy and have that Mercy invincibility, one touch of those spikes, instant death. And go goody, another one of these big eye enemies that will take 1/3 of your health upon contact. Oh, they just love putting these things there just to complicate matters. And I'm just killing it because I feel like it. Yeah. Okay. And of course these things are no threats. Again, if you feel like if you're not at full health or anything, you can go back and forth in this corridor before going into the boss room to farm for health. And if you're lucky, you might even get a 1-up or so. But most of the time you'll get these pellets that are multipliers for your scores, so yeah. Anyway, Cutman is weak against Super Arm, and by that I mean we can use these two boulders here to essentially destroy him in 2 hits. See, 1 and 2. Dead. And of course, that can be a Kaizo trap if the blades hit you and you have very low health, so you can win and still lose. So yeah. Well, anyway, folks, I will see you in part 2 of this game. So, bye.